During the early years of the space race, NASA operated in the glare of the public eye. Every countdown was a televised event, meaning their explosive mechanical failures were broadcast directly to the world. The Soviet Union utilized the opposite approach. Shrouded in absolute secrecy, the state only announced missions to the public after they had achieved a guaranteed success. When a cosmonaut died in training, like Valentin Bondarenko, state censors scrubbed his image from official photographs, leaving behind only empty space in the historical record. A regime possessing the apparatus to flawlessly edit reality holds the capability to conceal much larger, fatal errors from the public. The most compelling evidence of those concealed errors came from Turin, Italy. Here, two young amateur radio operators, Achille and Giovanni Judica-Cordiglia, set up a makeshift tracking station inside an abandoned bunker. Utilizing surplus military equipment, the brothers learned how to intercept orbital telemetry, capturing radio signals as they bounced down through the atmosphere. They proved their capability by accurately tracking both the American Explorer and the Soviet Sputnik satellites as they crossed overhead. Pointing an antenna at the stars, these two civilians bypassed the KGB, capturing transmissions the Soviet state believed were secure in the vacuum of space. In November 1960, the Tori Bert station locked onto a frequency strictly reserved for Soviet space transit. Instead of routine telemetry, they recorded a rhythmic, mechanical pulsing. Acoustic experts later identified the sound, a cardiovascular monitor transmitting an erratic heartbeat. Over the course of several hours, the recorded pulse steadily slowed down, eventually collapsing into static. 3 months later, in February 1961, well before any officially recognized human spaceflight, the station intercepted another transmission. This audio contained the sound of heavy, labored gasping. Intertwined with those gasps was the rhythmic clicking of a seizing mechanical valve. It was the audio signature of a malfunctioning life support system, and a human being slowly running out of oxygen. These recordings suggest the presence of human pilots in orbits that the Soviet state never acknowledged, men whose only legacy is the sound of their own physiology failing in the dark. In April 1961, the Soviet Union presented a flawless, triumphant narrative to the world with Yuri Gagarin's safe return from orbit. Yet just weeks after Gagarin's landing, the Judica-Cordiglia brothers picked up another signal. It was a woman speaking Russian, her voice escalating in panic. In the translated transcript, she counts down, realizes her trajectory is wrong, and repeatedly reports seeing fleeing outside the capsule window. The angle of atmospheric reentry was too steep. The capsule's thermal heat shield had failed, resulting in an uncontrolled descent. She pleads into the radio, stating that the internal temperature is rising rapidly and that the ship is burning. Then the transmission cuts to dead silence. The recording captures the final moments of a pilot facing the reality of her own atmospheric destruction, her voice becoming the only evidence of a mission that officially never took place. Aerospace historians, however, approached the Tori Bert tapes with heavy skepticism. The Soviet space program frequently utilized automated test dummies. These mannequins were equipped with internal tape recorders that broadcasted pre-recorded human voices and simulated physiological data to test ground station radio clarity. When the Soviet state collapsed in the 1990s, researchers finally gained access to the deeply guarded archives of the KGB. Despite an immense release of internal documents detailing numerous technical failures, researchers have found absolutely zero official paperwork confirming the casualties heard on the Italian tapes. This forces a difficult historical conclusion. The recordings are either genuine captures of classified deaths, or they are elaborate acoustic illusions amplified by Cold War tensions. State security apparatuses are designed to protect themselves, and highly experimental military testing relies heavily on plausible deniability. Lethal, unproven programs are routinely managed off the official books, ensuring that catastrophic failures never generate a paper trail for the Central Archives. If the voices intercepted in Turin belong to real people, the systemic destruction of their records means their names and stories are permanently lost to the void. The true horror of the phantom cosmonauts is the completeness of this erasure. It is the realization that a state can demand a person's life and then meticulously delete their existence from human memory.
If you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next one.